Sayana Ekadasi. The saintly king Yudhishthir Maharaj said, O Keshava, what is the name of that Ekadasi that occurs during the light fortnight of the month of Ashad, June/July? Who is the worshipful deity for the auspicious day, and what is the process for observing this event? Lord Shri Krishna replied, O caretaker of the earthly planet, I shall gladly tell you a wonderful historical event that the Dev Lord Brahma once narrated to his son Narad Muni. One day, Narad Muni asked his father, what is the name of the Ekadashi that comes during the light part of the month of Ashad, much as you did? Kindly tell me how I should observe this Ekadashi and thus please the Supreme Lord Sri Vishnu. Lord Brahma replied, O greatly saintly orator, O best of all sages, O purest devotee of Lord Vishnu, your question is as usual excellent for all mankind. There is nothing better than Ekadashi, the day of Lord Sri Hari, in this or any other world. It nullifies even the worst sins if observed properly. For this reason, I shall tell you about this Ashad Shukla Ekadashi. Fasting on this Ekadashi purifies one of all sins and fulfills all one's desires. Therefore, whoever neglects to observe this sacred fast day is a good candidate for entering into hell. Ashad Shukla Ekadashi is also famous as Padma Ekadashi. Just to please the Supreme Lord Harshikesha, the master of the senses, one should fast on this day. Listen carefully, O Narad, as I relate to you a wonderful historical event that was recorded in the scriptures regarding this Ekadashi. Just hearing this account destroys all kinds of sins, along with obstacles on the path of spiritual perfection. O son, there was once a saintly king in the Surya Vamsha, Sun dynasty, whose name was Mandata. Because he always stood up for the truth, he was appointed emperor. He took care of his subjects as though they were his very own family members and children. On account of his piety and great religiosity, there was no pestilence, drought, or disease of any kind in his entire kingdom. All his subjects were not only free of all kinds of disturbances, but also were very wealthy. The king's own treasury was free of any ill-gotten moneys, and thus he ruled happily for many years. Once, however, because of some sin in his kingdom, there was a drought for 3 years. The subjects found themselves beset by famine also. The lack of food grains made it impossible for them to perform the prescribed Vedic sacrifices, offer oblations of Grita, ghee, to their forefathers and to the Devas, engage in any ritualistic worship, or even study the Vedic literatures. Finally, they all came before their beloved king in a great assembly and addressed him thus: O king, you always see to our welfare, so we humbly beg your assistance now. Everyone and everything in this world needs water. Without water, almost everything is rendered useless or dead. The Vedas call water Nara, and because the Supreme Personality of Godhead sleeps upon water, his other name is Narayana. God makes his own abode on water and takes his rest there. It is said that three things cannot exist without water: pearls, human beings, and flower. The essential quality of a pearl is its luster, and that is due to water. The essence of a man is his semen, whose main constituent is water. And without water, flour cannot be made into dough, and then be cooked into various forms of bread, offered and eaten. Sometimes water is called Jal Narayana, the Supreme Lord in the form of this life-sustaining substance, water. In his form as the clouds, the Supreme Lord is present throughout the sky and pours forth rains, from which grow the grains that maintain every living entity. O king, the severe drought has caused a great lack of valuable grains. Thus we are all miserable, and the population is decreasing as people of die of or leave your kingdom. O best ruler on earth, please find some solutions to this problem and bring us to peace and prosperity once again. The king replied, You speak the truth, for grains are like Brahma, the absolute truth, who lives within grains and thereby sustains all beings. Indeed, it is because of grains that the entire world lives. Now, why is there a terrible drought in our kingdom? The Holy Scriptures discuss this subject very thoroughly. If a king or head of the country is religious, both he and his subjects suffer. I have meditated upon the cause of our problem for a long time, but after searching my past and present character, I can honestly say that I find no sin. Still, for the good of all you subjects, I shall try to remedy the situation. Thinking in this way, King Mandata assembled his army and entourage, paid his obeisances to me, and then entered the forest. He wandered here and there, seeking great sages in their ashrams and inquiring about how to resolve the crisis in his kingdom. At last he came upon the ashram of one of my other sons, Angira Muni, whose effulgence lit up all directions. Seated in his hermitage, Angira looked like a second Brahma. King Mandata was very pleased to see that exalted sages, whose senses were completely under control. The king immediately dismounted his horse and offered his respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of Angira Muni. Then the king joined his palms and prayed for Muni's blessings. That saintly person reciprocated by blessing the king with sacred mantras. Then he asked him about the welfare of the seven limbs of his kingdom. The seven limbs of a king's domain are the king himself, the ministers, his treasury, his military forces, his allies, the Brahmins, the sacrificial performances performed in the kingdom, and the needs of the subjects under his care. After telling the sage how the seven limbs of his kingdoms were situated, King Mandata asked the sage about his own situation and if he was happy. Then Angira Muni asked the king why he had undertaken such a difficult journey into the forest, and the king told him of the affliction his kingdom was suffering. The king said, O great sage, I am ruling and maintaining my kingdom while following the Vedic injunctions, and thus I do not know what to do next. To solve this mystery, I have approached you for help. Please help me relieve the suffering of my subjects. Angira Rishi said to the king, The present age, Satyug, is the best of all ages, for in this age, Dharma stands on all four legs, that is, truthfulness, austerity, mercy, and cleanliness. In this age, everyone respects Brahmins as the topmost members of society. Also, everyone fulfills his occupational duties, and only twice born Brahmins are allowed to perform Vedic austerities and penances. Although this is a standard, O lion among kings, there is one Shudra, uninitiated, untrained person who is unlawfully performing the rites of austerity and penance in your kingdom. This is why there is no rain in your land. You should therefore punish this laborer with death, for by doing so you will remove the contamination inflicted by his actions and restore peace to your subjects. The king then replied, How can I kill an offenseless performer of austerity and sacrifice? Please give me some spiritual solution. The great sage Angira Muni said, O king, you should observe a fast on the Ekadasi that occurs during the light fortnight of the month of Ashad. This auspicious day is named Padma Ekadasi, and by its influence, plentiful rains and thus grains and other foodstuffs will surely return to your kingdom. This Ekadashi bestows perfection upon its faithful observers, removes all kinds of bad elements, and destroys all obstacles on the path to perfection. O King, you, your relatives, and your subjects should all observe this sacred Ekadashi fast. Then everything in your kingdom will undoubtedly return to normal. Upon hearing these words, the king offered his obeisances and then returned to his palace. When the Padma Ekadashi arrived, King Mandata assembled all the Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras and instructed them to strictly observe this important fast day. After they had observed it, the rains fell, just as the sage had predicted. And in due course of time, there were abundant crops and a rich harvest of grain. By the mercy of the Supreme Lord Harshikesha, the master of the senses, all the subjects of King Mandata became extremely happy and prosperous. Therefore, O Narad, everyone should observe this Ekadashi fast very strictly, for it bestows all kinds of happiness as well as ultimate liberation upon the faithful devotee. Lord Shri Krishna concluded, My dear Yudhishthir, Padma Ekadashi is so powerful that one who simply reads or hears its glories becomes completely sinless. O Pandava, one who wishes to please me should strictly observe this Ekadashi, which is also known as Devasayani Ekadashi. Devasayani or Vishnu Sayani indicates the day when Lord Vishnu goes to sleep with all the Devas, that is, demigods. It is said that after this day, one should not perform any new auspicious ceremonies until Devothani Ekadashi. Hari Bodhini, Prabodhini, Devothani, Uthana Ekadashi, which occurs during the month of Kartik, October, November, because the Devas, demigods, being asleep, cannot be invited to the sacrificial arena. And because the sun is traveling along its southern course, Dakshinayanam, Lord Shri Krishna continued, O lion among kings, whoever wants liberation should regularly observe a fast on this Ekadashi, which is also the day when the Chaturmasya fast begins. Thus ends the narration, the glories of the Ashada Shukla Ekadashi, also known as Padma Ekadashi or Devasayani Ekadashi from the Bhavishya Uttara Purana. Devasayani Ekadashi ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, what next?
I think we sing the bhajan, or shall we progress to Vishnu Sahasranam?
Whatever you guys feel best to do. I'm happy to go with it.
What do you suggest, Aruna Mataji, Leena Mataji?
Somebody can sing a bhajan if you want, or
Can't
Oh,
hear
sorry.
you. Okay.
Sorry, yeah. Shall we chant Vishnu Sahasra?
yes, Radhika normally does it beautifully.
Yeah, please. Be lovely to hear.
I'll just share a little bit about Vishnu Sahasranam, which is a very powerful stotra. Sahasra means 1,000 names of the Lord, and each name is a story, is a pastime of Sri Krishna. Very, very powerful. And I'll just read. I'll just share my screen. Share some snippets of. So it's 108 verses. We normally read the Dhyana shloka and then the 108 verses. And there are many, many benefits to Vishnu Sahasranam. But the biggest benefit is to hear the names of the Lord more than to chant it, because Krishna is the biggest service you can offer. So I'll just share my screen with the verses. Hare Krishna. Normally takes about 20-25 minutes. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivaranam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Yasyas Dviraja Vakrathya Parisadhaya Parasatam Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishwakshenam Tramashraye Vyasam Vasishtanaptaram Shakter Portamakalmasham Parasharatmajam Mande Shukatatam Taponidhim Vyasaya Vishnurupaaya Vyasarupaaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanitaye Vasishthaya Namo Namaha Avikaraaya Shuddhaya Nityaya Paramatmane Sadaikarupa Vishnave Sarvajishnave Yasya Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat Vimuchyate Namastasmai Vishnave Prabha Vishnave Om Namo Vishnave Prabha Vishnave Shri Vaishvampayana Uvacha Shrutva Dharmana Seshena Pavanani Sasharvashah Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarebhabhyabhashata Yudhishthira Uvacha Kimekam Devatam Loke Kim Vapyekam Parayanam Stuvantakam Kamarchanta Prapna Yurmanava Shubham Ko Dharma Sarva Dharmanam Bhavata Paramo Mataha Kim Japanmuchyate Jantur Janma Samsara Bandhanat Shri Bhishmara Uvacha Jagat Prabhum Devadevam Anantam Purushottamam स्तुवन्नाम सहस्रेण पुरुषः सततोतितः तमेव चार्चयन् नित्यं भक्त्या पुरुषमव्ययम् ध्यायन् स्तुवन् नमस्यंश यजमानस्तमेव च अनाधिनिधनं विष्णुं सर्वलोकमहेश्वरम् लोकाध्यक्षं स्तुवन् नित्यं सर्वदुःखादिको भवेत् ब्रह्मण्यं सर्वधर्मज्ञं लोकानां कीर्तिवर्धनं लोकनाथं महद्भूतं सर्वभूतभवोद्भवम् एष मे सर्वधर्माणां धर्मोऽधिकतमो मतः यद्भक्त्या पुण्डरीकाक्षं स्तवेरच्चैनरः सदा परमं यो महत्तेज परमं यो महत्तपः परमं यो महद्ब्रह्म परमं यः परायणम् पवित्राणां पवित्रं यो मङ्गलानां च मङ्गलम् दैवतं दैवतानां च भूतानां यो यः पिता यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि भवन्त्यादियुगागमे यस्मिंश्च प्रलयं यान्ति पुनरेव युगक्षये तस्य लोकप्रधानस्य जगन्नाथस्य भूपते विष्णोर्नाम सहस्रं ने शृणु पापभयापहम् यानि नामानि गम्नामि विख्यातानि महात्मनः ऋषिभिः परिगीतानि तानि वक्ष्यामि भूतये विशिर्नाम्नां सहस्रस्य वेदव्यासो महामुनिः छन्दोनुस्तुप्तधा देवो भगवान् देवकीसुतः अमृतां शुद्धवो बीजं शक्तिर्देवकीनन्दनः हृदयं तस्य शान्त्यर्थे विनियुज्यते विष्णुं जिष्णुं महाविष्णुं प्रभविष्णुं महेश्वरम् अनेकरूपदैत्यान्तं नमामि पुरुषोत्तमम् अस्य श्रीविष्णोर्दिव्यसहस्रनामस्तोत्रमहामन्त्रस्य श्रीवेदव्यासो भगवान् ऋषिः अनुस्तुप्छन्दः श्रीमहाविष्णुः परमात्मा श्रीमन्नारायणो देवता अमृतां श्रुत्वपो भानुरतिबीजं देवकी नन्दन षष्ठेति शक्तिः उद्भवः क्षोभनो देव इति परमो मन्त्रः शङ्खभृन्नन्दकी चक्रीति कीलकम् श्राङ्गतन्वागधाधरयत्नस्थं रथाङ्गपाणिरक्षोपयति नेत्रं त्रिसामासामगसामेति कवचम् आनन्दं परब्रह्मेति योनिः ऋतुर्सुदर्शनकालयति दिग्बन्धः श्रीविश्वरूपयति ध्यानं श्रीमहाविष्णुप्रीत्यर्थे सहस्रनाम जपे विनियोगः ध्यानम् क्षीरोधन्वत्प्रदेशे शुचिमणिविलसत्सैकते मुक्तिकानां मालाक्लुप्तासनस्थस्फटिकमणिनिभैर्मुक्तिकैमण्डिताङ्गः शुभ्रैरप्रैरतप्रयुपरिवृजितै मुक्तपीयूषवर्षैः आनन्दीन पुनीयाधरिनलिलकथा शङ्खपाणिर्मुकुन्दः बहुपादौ यस्य नाभिर्व्यदसुरनिलश्चन्द्रसूर्यौ च नेत्रे कर्णावासः शिरोध्यो मुखमपि दहनो यस्य वास्तेयमब्धिः अन्तस्थं यस्य विश्वं सुरनरकको भोगि गन्धर्वदैत्यैः चित्रं रम्यते तं त्रिभुवनवपुषं विष्णुमीशं नमामि ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं मेघश्यामं पीठकौसेयवासं श्रीवत्साङ्गं कौस्तुभोद्भासिताङ्गं पुण्योपेतं पुण्डरीकायताक्षं विष्णुं वन्दे सर्वलोकैकनाथं नमः समस्तभूतानामादिभूताय भूभृते अनेकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे शशङ्खचक्रं शकिरीतकुण्डलं सपीतवस्त्रं सरसीरुहेक्षणं सहारवक्षस्थलशोभिकौस्तुभं नमामि विष्णुं शिरसा चतुर्भुजं छायायां पारिजातस्य हेमसिंहासनोपरि आसीनमम्बुधस्याम मायताक्षमलङ्कृतं चन्द्राननं चतुर्बाहुं श्रीवत्साङ्कितवक्षसं रुक्मिणी सत्यभामाख्यां सहितं कृष्णमाश्रये ॐ व्यभवत्प्रभुः भूतभृद्भावो भूतात्मा भूतभावनः भूतात्मा परमात्मा च मुक्तानां परमागतिः अव्ययपुरुषः साक्षी क्षेत्रज्ञो क्षेत्रयेव च योगो योगविदां नेता प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरः नारसिंहवपुः श्रीमान् केशवः पुरुषोत्तमः सर्वशिवस्थाणुर्भूताधिर्निधिरव्ययः सम्भवो भावनो भर्ता प्रभुरीश्वरः स्वयंभुः शम्भुरादित्य पुष्कराक्षो महास्वनः अनाधिनिधनो धाता विधाता तुरुत्तमः अप्रमेयो ऋषिकेश पद्मनाभो मरप्रभुः विश्वकर्मा मनुस्त्वष्टा स्थविष्ठस्थविरो ध्रुवः अग्राय शाश्वतकृष्णो लोहिताक्षप्रदर्दनः प्रभूतस्तिककुत्थाम पवित्रं मङ्गलं परम् ईशानप्राणदप्राणो ज्येष्ठश्रेष्ठप्रजापतिः हिरण्यगर्भो भूगर्भो माधवो मधुसूदनः ईश्वरो विक्रमी धन्वी मेधावी विक्रमक्रमः अनुत्तमोदरादर्श कृतज्ञकृतिरात्मवान् सुरेश शरणं शर्म विश्वरेता प्रजाभवः अहः संवत्सरो व्याल प्रत्ययः सर्वदर्शनः अजः सर्वेश्वरः सिद्धः सिद्धिः सर्वाद्युरच्युतः वृषा कपिरमेयात्मा सर्वयोगविनिश्रुतः वसुर्वसुमनः सत्यः समात्मा संवितः समघः अमोघ पुण्डरीकाक्षो वृषकर्मा वृषाकृतिः रुद्रो बहुशिरा बभ्रुर्विश्वयोनिशुचिश्रवाः अमृतः शाश्वतस्थाणुर्वरारोहो महातपाः सर्वगः सर्वविद्भानुर्विश्वक्षेणो जनार्दनः वेदो वेदविदव्यङ्गो वेदाङ्गो वेदवित्कविः लोकाध्यक्षः सुराध्यक्षो धर्माध्यक्षकृताकृतः चतुरात्मा चतुर्व्यूहश्चतुर्धंशश्चतुर्भुजः भ्राजिष्णुर्भोजनं भोक्ता सहिष्णुर्जगदाजितः अनघो विजयोजेता विश्वयोनिर्पुनर्वसुः उपेन्द्रो वामनप्रांशुरमोघः सुचिरूर्जितः अतीन्द्रः सङ्ग्रहः सर्गो धृतात्मा नियमो यमः वेद्यो वैद्यः सदा योगी वीरः माधवो मधुः अतीन्द्रियो महामायो महोत्साहो महाबलः महाबुद्धिर्महावीर्यो महाशक्तिर्महाद्युतिः अनिर्देश्य वपुः श्रीमान् मे आत्मा महाधृत् महेश्वासो महीभर्ता श्रीनिवासः सताङ्गतिः अनिरुद्धः सुरानन्दो गोविन्दो गोविदाम्पतिः मरेर्चित्तमनो हंसः सुपर्णो भुजगोत्तमः हिरण्यनाभः सुतपा पद्मनाभ प्रजापतिः अमृत्युः सर्वदिक्सिंहः सन्धाता सन्धिमान्तरः अजो दुर्मशनः शास्ता विशुरात्मा सुरारिः गुरुर्गुरुतमो धाम सत्यः सत्यपराक्रमः निमिषो निमिषस्रग्वी वाचस्पतिरुरारधीः अग्रणी ग्रामणी श्रीमान् न्यायो नेता समीरणः सहस्रमूर्धा विश्वात्मा सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपात् आवर्तनो निवृत्तात्मा संवृतः संभ्रमर्थनः अहः संवर्तको वह्निनलिलोधरनीधरः सुप्रसाद प्रसन्नात्मा विश्वदित् विश्वभुक् विभुः सत्कर्ता सत्कुतः साधु जह्नुर्नारायणो नरः असंख्येयो प्रमेयात्मा विशिष्ट शिष्ट कृच्छिचिः सिद्धार्थ सिद्ध संकल्प सिद्धित सिद्धि साधनः वृषा हि वृषभो विष्णुर्वृषपर्वा वृषोदरः वर्तनो वर्तमानश्च विविक्तः श्रुतिसागरः सुभुजो दुर्धरो वाग्मी महेन्द्रो वसुतो वसुः नैकरूपो बृहद्रूप शिपिविष्टप्रकाशनः ओजस्तेजोद्युतिरः प्रकाशात्मा प्रतापनः बुद्धस्पष्टाक्षरो मन्त्रश्चन्द्रांशुर्भास्करत्युतिः अमृतांशुत्वगो भानुः शशबिन्दुः सुरेश्वरः औषधं जगजस्येतु सत्यधर्मपराक्रमः भूतभव्यभवन्नाथ पवनः पावनो नलः कामः कामकृत्कान्त कामः कामप्रदप्रभुः युगादिकृत्युदावर्तो नैकमायो महाशनः अदृश्यो व्यक्तरूपश्च सहस्रजितनन्तजित् इष्टो विशिष्ट शिष्ठेष्ट शिखण्डी नरुषो वृषः क्रोधः क्रोधकृत्कर्ता विश्वबाहुर्महीधरः अच्युत प्रतित प्राण प्राणदो वासवानुजः अपां निधिरधिष्ठानमप्रमत्र प्रतिष्ठितः स्कन्द स्कन्दधरो दुर्यो वरदो वायुवाहनः वासुदेवो बृहद्भानुरादिदेवः पुरन्दरः अशोकस्थार शूरः शौर्यजनेश्वरः अनुकूलः शतावर्त पद्मी पद्मनिपेक्षणः पद्मनाभोरविन्दाक्ष पद्मगर्भः शरीरभृत् महद्धरितो वृत्तात्मा महाक्षोकरडध्वजः अतुलशरभो भीमः समयज्ञो हविर्हरिः सर्वलक्षणलक्षण्यो लक्ष्मीवान् संमितिञ्जयः विक्षरो रोहितो मार्गो हेतुर्दामोदरः सहः महीधरो महाभागो वेगवानमिताशनः उद्भवः क्षोभनो देव श्रीगर्भः परमेश्वरः करणं कारणं कर्ता विकर्ता गहनो गुहः व्यवसायो व्यवस्थान संस्थान स्थानदो ध्रुवः परदि परमस्पष्ट सुष्ठ पुष्ट सुवेक्षणः रामो विरामो विरजो मार्गो नेयो नयोनयः वीर शक्तिमतां श्रेष्ठो धर्मो धर्मविदुत्तमः वैकुण्ठ पुरुष प्राण प्राणद प्रणवप्रतुः हिरण्यगर्भ शत्रुघ्नो व्याप्तो वायुरदोक्षजः ऋतुसुदर्शन काल परमेष्ठी परिग्रहः उग्र संवत्सरो दक्षो विश्रामो विश्वदक्षिणः विस्तारस्थावनस्थानुप्रमाणं बीजमव्ययम् अर्थोऽनर्थो महाकोशो महाभोगो महाधनः अनिर्विन्नस्तविष्टो भूर्धर्मयूपो महामकः नक्षत्रनेमि नक्षत्री क्षामः क्षामः समीहनः यज्ञयुज्यो महीजष्टु क्रतुसत्रं सताङ्गतिः सर्वदर्शी निवृत्तात्मा सर्वज्ञो ज्ञानमुत्तमम् सुब्रदः सुमुखः सूक्ष्मः सुघोषः सुगतः सुहृद् मनोहरोजितक्रोधो वीरभाभुर्विधारणः स्वापनस्ववशो व्यापी नैकात्मा नैककर्मकृत् वत्सरो वत्सलो वत्सी रत्नगर्भो धनेश्वरः धर्मभृद्धर्मकृद्धर्मी सदसक्षरमक्षरम् अविज्ञाता सहस्रांशुर्विधाता कृतलक्षणः गभस्थिनेमिषत्त्वस्थः सिंहो भूतमहेश्वरः आदिदेवो महादेवो देवेशो देवभृत्कुरुः उत्तरो गोपतिर्गोप्ता ज्ञानगम्य पुरातनः शरीरभूतभृत्भोक्ता कपीन्द्रो भूरि दक्षिणः सोमपो मृतपः सोम पुरुजित्पुरुसत्तमः विनयोजय सत्यसन्धो धाशारः सात्वतां पतिः जीवो विनयता साक्षी मुकुन्दो मितविक्रमः अम्बो निधिररन्तात्मा महोधतिशयोऽन्तकः अजो महार्ह स्वाधाव्योजिता मित्रप्रमोदनः आनन्दो नन्दनो नन्द सत्यधर्मा त्रिविक्रमः महर्षिर्कपिलाचार्य कृतज्ञो मेदिनीपतिः त्रिपदस्थितसाध्यक्षो महाशृङ्गकृतान्तकृत् महावराहो गोविन्द सुषेण कनकाङ्गदी गुह्यो गभीरो गहनो गुप्तश्चक्रगदाधरः वेदास्वाङ्गोजितकृष्णो धृतः सङ्कर्षणोचितः वरुणो वारुणो वृक्षपुष्कराक्षो महामनाः भगवान् भगवानन्दी वनमाली हलायुधः आदित्यो ज्योतिरादित्य सहिष्णुर्गति सत्तमः सुदन्वाखण्ड परशुद्धारुणो द्रविणप्रदः दिवस्पृक् सर्वदिग्व्यासो वाचस्पटिरयो निजः त्रिसामासामगस्साम निर्वाणं भेषजं विशक् सन्न्यासकृश्चमश्चान्तो निष्ठा शान्तिपरायणम् शुभाङ्गशान्तिदश्रेष्ठा कुमुदकुवलेशयः गोहितो गोपतिर्गोप्ता वृषभाक्षो वृषप्रियः अनिवर्ती निवृत्तात्मा संसेक्षाक्षेमकृच्छिवः श्रीवत्सवक्षा श्रीवास श्रीपति श्रीमताम्बरः श्रीधर श्रीश श्रीनिवास श्रीनिधिः श्रीविभावनः श्रीधर श्रीकर श्रेय श्रीमान् लोकत्रयाश्रयः स्वक्षस्वङ्गशतानन्दो नन्दिर्ज्योतिर्गणेश्वरः विजितात्मा विधेयात्मा सत्कीर्तिश्चिन्न संशयः उदीर्णः सर्वतिश्चक्षुरनीश शाश्वतस्थिरः भूषयो भूषणो भूतिर्विशोकशोकनाशनः अर्चिष्मानर्चितः कुम्भो विशुद्धात्मा विशोतो प्रतितर प्रद्युम्नोमितविक्रमः कालनेमिनिः वीर शौरि शूरजनेश्वरः त्रिलोकात्मा त्रिलोकेश केशव केशिहा हरिः कामदेव कामपालक कामी कान्तकृतागमः अनिर्देश्य वपुर्विष्णुर्वीरोऽनन्तो धनञ्जयः ब्रह्मण्यो ब्रह्मकृत् ब्रह्मा ब्रह्म ब्रह्म विवर्धनः ब्रह्मविद् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मी ब्रह्मज्ञो ब्राह्मणप्रियः महाक्रमो महाकर्मा महातेजा महोरगः महाक्रतुर्महायज्वा महायज्ञो महाहविः स्तव्यस्तव प्रियस्तोत्रं स्तुतिस्तोत्रारणप्रियः पूर्णपूर्णयिता पुण्य पुण्यकीर्तिरनामयः मनोजवस्थितगरो वसुरेता वसुप्रदः वसुप्रदो वासुदेवो वसुर्वसुमना हविः सत्कृति सत्कृति सत्ता सब्बूति सप्तरायणः शूरसेनो यदुश्रेष्ठ सन्निवास सुयामुनः भूतावासो वासुदेव सर्वासुनिलयो नलः दर्पः दर्पदोदुप्तो दुर्धरोधापराजितः विश्वमूर्तिर्महामूर्तिर्दीप्तमूर्तिरमूर्तिमान् अनेकमूर्तिरव्यक्तशतमूर्तिशताननः एकोनैकस्सवक्कं किं यत् पदमनुत्तमम् लोकबन्धुर्लोकनाथो माधवो भक्तवत्सलः सुवर्णवर्णो हेमाङ्गो वराङ्गश्चन्दनाङ्गदी वीरः विषमशून्यो कृताशीरजलश्चलः अमानी मानदो मान्यो लोकस्वामी त्रिलोककृत् सुमेधामेधजोदन्य सत्यमेधाधराधरः तेजो वृषोदितिरः सर्वश्रेष्ठभूताम्बरः प्रग्रहो निग्रहो व्यग्रो नैकशृङ्गो गताकृचः चतुर्मूर्तिश्चतुर्बाहुश्चतुर्व्यूहश्चतुर्गतिः चतुरात्मा चतुर्भावश्चतुर्वेदविदेकपात् समावर्तो निवृत्तात्मा दुर्जयो दुर्दिक्रमः दुर्लभो दुर्गमो दुर्गो दुरावासो दुरारिः शुभाङ्गुलोकसारङ्गस्तुतन्तुस्तन्तुवर्तनः इन्द्रकर्मा महाकर्मा कृतकर्मा कृतागमः उद्भवः सुन्दरः सुन्दो रत्ननाभः सुलोचनः अर्को वाजसनशृङ्गी जयन्तः सर्वविजयी सुवर्णबिन्दुरक्षोभः सर्ववागीश्वरेश्वरः महाहृदो महागर्तो महाभूतो महानिधिः कुमुदकुण्डरकुण्डप्रजन्यपावनो निलः अमृतांशोऽमृतवपुः सर्वज्ञः सर्वतोमुखः सुलभः सुव्रतः सिद्धः शत्रुजिच्छत्रुतापनः न्यग्रोदोदुम्बरो स्वास्तच्चानूरान्दनिषूदनः सहस्राक्षी सप्तजिह्वः सप्तैदा सप्तवाहनः अमूर्तिरणघोचिन्त्यो भयकृद्भयनाशनः अनुबृहत्तु शस्तूलो गुणपुन्नुकुनो महान् अधृतस्वधृतस्वास्तक् प्राग्वंशो वंशवर्धनः भारभृत्कथितो योगी योगीशः सर्वकामतः आश्रमशमनः क्षामः सुपर्णो वायुवाहनः धनुर्धरो धनुर्वेदो दण्डो दमयिता दमः अपराजितः सर्वसहो नियन्ता नियमो यमः सत्त्ववान् सात्विका सत्य सत्यधर्मपरायणः अभिप्रायप्रियाहोर्ह प्रियकृत्प्रीतिवर्धनः विहाय सगतिर्ज्योतिः सुरुचित्तभुविक् विभुः रविविरोचन सूर्य सविता रविलोचनः अनन्तहुत भुक्भोक्ता सुखदोन्नैकतोऽग्रजः अनिर्भिन्नः सदामर्षि लोकाधिष्ठानमद्भुतः सनातनतमः कपिलः कपिरव्ययः स्वस्ति स्वस्ति कुत्स्वस्ति स्वस्ति भुक् स्वस्ति दक्षिणः अरोधकुण्डली चक्री विक्रम योजित शासनः शब्दाधिक शब्दसः शिशिरः शर्वरीकरः अक्रूरपेशलो दक्षो दक्षिणः क्षमिनाम्बरः विद्वत्तमो वीतभय पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः उद्धारणो दुष्कृतिः पुण्यो दुःस्वप्ननाशनः वीरः रक्षणः सन्तो जीवनपर्यवस्थितः अनन्तरूपोऽनन्तश्रीजितमन्युर्भयापहः चतुरश्रोकबीरात्मा विदिशो व्यादिशो दिशः अनादिभूर्भुवो लक्ष्मी सुवीरो रुचिराङ्गदः जननो जनजन्मादि भीमो भीमपराक्रमः आधारनिलयो धाता पुष्पहासप्रजागरः ऊर्ध्वगः सप्तताचार प्राणद प्रणवप्रणः प्रमाणं प्राणनिलय प्राणभृत्प्राणजीवनः तत्त्वं तत्त्वविदेकात्मा जन्म मृत्युचरार्थिकः भूर्भुवस्वस्तरुस्तार सविता प्रपितामहः यज्ञो यज्ञपतिर्यज्वा यज्ञाङ्गो यज्ञवाहनः यज्ञभृत्यज्ञकृत्यग्नि यज्ञभृत्यज्ञसाधनः यज्ञान्तकृत्यज्ञकुह्यमन्नमन्नादयेव च आत्मयोनि स्वयं जातो वैखानः सामगायनः देवकीनन्दनः श्रेष्ठा शिटीशपापनाशनः शङ्खभृन्नन्दकीचक्री श्राङ्गदन्वागदाधरः रथाङ्गपाणिरक्षोभः सर्वप्रहरणायुधः सर्वप्रहरणायुधो ॐ नमः इति वनमालिकदीशाङ्की शङ्की चक्री च नन्दकी श्रीमान् नारायणो विष्णुर्वासुदेवो विरक्षतु वनमाली गदीशाङ्की शङ्की चक्री च नन्दकी श्रीमान् नारायणो विष्णुर्वासुदेवो विरक्षतु वनमाली गदीशाङ्की शङ्की चक्री च नन्दकी श्रीमान् नारायणो विष्णुर्वासुदेवो विरक्षतु श्रीवासुदेवो विरक्षतु ॐ नमः इति. So with that, 108 verses of the Vishnu Sahasranam concludes. There is just the last bit, which is called a sloka as a conclusion. And it also has some very interesting conversation between Arjuna, Krishna, Yudhishthir, Sanjaya, Vyasadeva, Parvati, and Ishwar. Ishwar here meaning Maheshwar, Lord Shiva. इतीदं कीर्तनेयस्य केशवस्य महात्मनः नाम्नां सहस्रं दिव्यानामाशिक्षेण प्रकीर्तितं यैदं शृणुयान् नित्यं यश्चापि परिकीर्तयेत् नाशुभं प्राप्नुयात् किञ्चित् सौमुत्रेह च मानवः वेदान्तको ब्राह्मणस्य क्षत्रियो विजयी भवेत् वैश्यो धनसमुद्रस्य शूद्रः सुखमवाप्नुयात् धर्मार्थी प्राप्नुयात् धर्ममर्थार्थी चार्थमाप्नुयात् कामानवाप्नुयात् कामी प्रजाति चाप्नुयात् प्रजां भक्तिमान्यः सतोत्ताय स्तुतिस्तद्गतमानसः सहस्रं वासुदेवस्य नाम्नामेतत् प्रकीर्तयेत् यश प्राप्नोति विपुलं याति प्राधान्यमेव च अचलां श्रियमाप्नोति श्रेयप्राप्नोति नोत्तमं न भयं क्वचिदाप्नोति वीर्यं तेजश्च विन्दति भवत्यरोगो द्युतिमान् बलरूपगुणान्वितः रोगार्तो मुच्यते रोगात् बद्धो मुच्येत बन्धनात् भयान्मुच्येत भीतस्तु मुच्येत आपन्न आपदः दुर्गान्यतितरत्याशु पुरुषोत्तमम् स्तुवन्नाम सहस्रेण नित्यं भक्तिसमन्वितः वासुदेवाश्रयो मर्त्यो वासुदेवपरायणः सर्वपापविशुद्धात्मा याति ब्रह्म सनातनं न वासुदेव भक्तानाम् अशुभं विद्यते क्वचित् जन्ममृत्युचराव्याधि भयं नैव उपजायते इमं स्तवमधीयान् श्रद्धा भक्तिसमन्वितः युज्येतात्मसुखं शान्ति श्रीदति स्मृतिकीर्तिभिः न क्रोधो न च मात्सर्यं न लोभो न शुभामतिः भवन्ति कृतपुण्यानां भक्तानां पुरुषोत्तमे द्यौसजन्धार्कनक्षत्राखं दिशो भूर्महोदतिः वासुदेवस्य वीर्येण वृदतानि महात्मनः ससुरासुरगन्धर्वं सयक्षोरगराक्षसं जगद्वशे वर्तते तं कृष्णस्य सचराचरम् इन्द्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिर्सत्त्वं तेजोबलं द्युतिः वासुदेवात्मकान्याहुः क्षेत्रं क्षेत्रज्ञेव च सर्वागमानामाचार प्रथमं परिकल्पते आचार प्रभवो धर्मो धर्मस्य प्रभुरच्युतः ऋषय पितरो देवा महाभूतानि धातवः जङ्गमं चेदं जगन्नारायणोद्भवम् योगो ज्ञानं तथा साङ्ख्यं विद्या शिल्पादिकर्म च वेदाशास्त्राणि विज्ञान एतत् सर्वं जनार्दनात् एको विष्णुर्महद्भूतं पृथक् भूताननेकवशः त्रिलोकान् व्यापभुक्तात्मा भुक्ते विश्वभुवव्ययः इमं स्तवं भगवतोर्विष्णोर्व्यासेन कीर्तितं पतेत्यैच्छेत् पुरुषश्रेयः प्राप्तुं सुखानि च विश्वेश्वरमजं देवं जगतप्रभुमव्ययम् भजन्ति ये पुष्कराक्षं न ते यान्ति पराभवम् न ते यान्ति पराभवम् ॐ नमः इति श्री अर्जुन उवाच पद्मपत्रविशालाक्ष पद्मनाभसुरोत्तमा भक्तानामनुरक्तानां त्रात्रा भवजनार्दन श्रीभगवानुवाच यो मां नाम सहस्रेण स्तोतुमिच्छति पाण्डव सोऽहमेकेन श्लोकेन स्तुत एव न संशयः स्तुत एव न संशयो ॐ नमः इति श्रीव्यास उवाच वासनाद् वासुदेवस्य वासितं भुवनत्रयं सर्वभूतनिवासोऽसि वासुदेव नमोऽस्तु ते श्रीवासुदेव नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ नमः इति पार्वत्योवाच केनोपायेन लघुना विष्णोर्नाम सहस्रकं पठ्यते पण्डिते नित्यं श्रोतुमिच्छाम्यहं प्रभो श्री ईश्वर उवाच श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने श्रीराम नाम वराननो नमः इति Brahmovacha Namo Swavantaya Sahasramurtaye Sahasrapadakshishirorubahave Sahasranamne Purushaya Shashvate Sahasrakoti Yugadharine Namaha Sahasrakoti Yugadharine Namo Om Namayiti Shri Sanjaya Vacha Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Bhato Dhanurtaraha Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhute Dhruvani Tirmatir Mama Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Shadushkrutam Dharma Samsthapanadharya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge Artha Vishannas Titilascha Bhita Ghoresh Chapyashichu Vartamanaha Samkirti Narayana Shabdamartam Vimukta Dukha Sukhino Bhavantu Kayena Vacha Manasendriyerva Bhutyatmana Va Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Yatyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayetti Samarpayami Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Hare Krishna. Okay,
Very good. That was amazing.
That was very good, Radhika.
thank you,
Very good.
Mataji. All Krishna's mercy.
Amazing.
Thank you so
you have
much.
would you be okay to send me the link where it has the meaning of each of those words?
Yes, happy to.
Amazing.
In fact,
Thank you.
what we do every Ekadasi is we go through just 8 verses with the meanings. Would you like that?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. So we have to go from verse 17. Second. Okay. Verse number 17. Upendro Vamana Pramshur Amogha Suchirurjitaha Atindra Sangraha Sargo Dhrutatma Niyamo Yamaha. Upendraha, one born as the younger brother of Indra. Upendra. Up Indra. So one born as the younger brother of Indra. Vamanaha. Vamana avatar. One who in the form of Vamana, dwarf, was begging to Bali. Pramshuhu, one of great height. Amogaha, one who acts. One whose acts do not go in vain. Suchihi, one who purifies those who adore and praise him. Atindraha, one who is superior to Indra by his inherent attributes like omnipotence, omniscience, etc. Sangraha, one who is of the subtle form of the universe to be created. Sargaha, the creator of himself. Dhritatma, one who is ever in his inherent form or nature without the transformation involved in birth and death. Niyamaha, one who appoints his creatures in particular stations. Yamaha, one who regulates all remaining within them. Vedyo Vaidya Sada Yogi Viraha Madhavo Madhu Atindriyo Mahamayo Mahotsaho Mahabalaha. Vedyaha, one who has to be known by those who aspire for mokshas. Vaidyaha, one who knows all vidyas and branches of knowledge. Sada Yogi, one who is ever experienceable, being ever existent. Viraha, one who destroys heroic asuras for the protection of dharma. Madhavaha, one who is the lord or master of ma or knowledge. Madhuhu, honey, because the Lord gives joy, just like honey. Atindriyaha, one who is not knowable by the senses. Mahamayaha, one who can cause illusion even over other great illusionists. Mahotsaha, one who is ever busy in the work of creation, sustentation, and dissolution. Mahabalaha, the strongest among all those who have strength. Mahabuddhir Mahaviryo Mahashaktir Mahadyutihi Anirdeshya Vapushriman Ame Atma Mahadhritat. Mahabuddhihi, the wisest among the wise. Mahaviryaha, the most powerful one, because ignorance, which is the cause of samsara, is his great power. Mahashaktihi, one who has great resources of strength and skill. Mahadhyutihi, one who is intensely brilliant both within and without. Anirdeshya vapuhu, one who cannot be indicated to as another, as he is this, because he cannot be objectively understood or realized or known. Shriman, what a beautiful one who is endowed with greatness of every kind. Ameyatma, the spirit with intelligence that cannot be measured by anyone. Ameyatma. Mahadhritika, one who held up the great mountain Mandara at the time of churning the milk ocean, and also Govardhana in his Krishna incarnation. Shall we go through 4 more verses to complete the 8 verses, or shall we stop there?
It's up to you.
Okay. Okay, let's complete the 4, because normally we do 8 verses every Ekadasi. So just 4 more to go. Maheshwaso Mahibharta Srinivasa Satangatihi Aniruddha Suranando Govindo Govidampatihi. Again, very meaningful verse. Maheshwasaha, one who is equipped with a great bow. Mahibharta, one who held up the earth submerged in pralaya waters. Srinivasaha, one on whose chest the goddess Shri, eternal in nature, dwells. Satangatihi, one who bestows the highest destiny attainable to all holy men. Aniruddhaha, one who has never been obstructed by anyone or anything from manifesting in various forms. Suranandaha, one who bestows joy on all divinities. Govindaha, Gau means words. Thou pervadest all words, giving them power. Therefore, sages call him Govinda. Also, Srila Prabhupada says Govinda is the name of someone who is very pleasing to the cows, one who takes pleasure from cows, and also one who gives pleasure to cows. Go. Vindampatihi. Gau means words. One who knows them is Govid. He who is the master of words is indicated by this name. Verse 21. Marichiddamanohamsa suparno bhujagottamaha hiranyanabasutava padmanava prajapatihi. Marichihi, the supreme power and impressiveness seen in persons endowed with such qualities. Damanaha, one who is in the form of Yama, inflicts punishments on those who tread the path of unrighteousness. Hamsaha, one who removes the fear of samsara from those who practice the sense of identity with him. Suparnaha, one who has 2 wings in the shape of dharma and adharma. Bhujagottamaha, one who is the greatest among those who move on bhujas or arms, that is, serpents. The great serpents like Ananta and Vasuki are the powers of Vishnu, so he has come to have his name. Hiranyagarbha, Hiranyanabaha, from whose golden navel arose the Lord of creation, Brahma. Paha, one who performs righteous austerities at Badarikakshama as Nara and Narayana. Padmanabhaha, one whose navel is beautifully shaped like lotus. Prajapatihi, the father of all beings who are his children. Amrityu sarva diksimha sandhata sandiman stiraha ajo durmasha nasashtha vishuratma surariha. Amrityuhu, one who is without death or its cause. Sarvadhrik, one who sees the karmas of all jivas through his inherent wisdom. Simhaha, one who does himsa or destruction. Sandhata, one who unites the jivas with the fruits of their actions. Sandiman, one who is himself the enjoyer of the fruits of action. Thiraha, one who is always of the same nature. Ajaha, the root aj, aja, has got as meanings both go and throw. So the name means one who goes into the hearts of devotees, or one who throws the evil asuras to a distance, that is, destroys them. Dharma sanaha, one whose might the asuras cannot bear. Shashtha, one who instructs and directs all through the scriptures. Vishuratma, one who is especially known through signifying terms like truth, knowledge, etc. Surariha, one who destroys the enemies of suras or devas. Okay, 23 and 24, just two more verses. Gurur Gurutamo Dhama Satya Satya Parakramaha Nimisho Nimishasragvi Vajaspatiruradhihi. Gurur, Guruhu, the greatest teacher. Oh, what a beautiful name. Guru Tamaha, one who is the teacher of all forms of knowledge. Dhamma, the supreme light. Satyaha, one who is embodied as virtue of truth, especially. Satya Parakamaha, one of unfailing valor. Nimisaha, one whose eyelids are closed in yoga nidra. Animisaha, and one who's ever awake. What a beautiful quality of the Lord. He's always closed with his eyes closed, and he's always awake. Shragvi, one who has on him the necklace called Vaijanti, which is strung with the subtle aspects of the 5 elements. Vachaspatir udharadhihi, being the master of vak or word, that is knowledge, he is called so, as his intellect perceives everything. He is udharadhihi. Both these epithets together constitute one name. Okay, last verse. Agranir Gramanir Shrima Nyayo Neta Samiranaha Sahasramurtha Vishwatma Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. Agranihi, one who leads all liberation seekers to the highest status. Gramanihi, one who has the command over Bhutagrama or the collectivity of all beings. Shriman, one more resplendent than everything. Resplendent than everything. Nyayaha, the consistency which runs through all ways of knowing and which leads one to the truth of non-duality. Neta, one who moves this world of becoming. Samiranaha, one who is in the form of breath keeps all living beings functioning. Sahasramurtha, one with 1,000, that is innumerable heads. Vishwatma, the soul of the universe. Sahasrakshaha, one with 1,000 or innumerable eyes. Sahasrapat, one with 1,000 or innumerable legs. And Sahasranama is one with 1,000 or actually innumerable names. Haribol.
Haribol, thank you so much. That's very cool.
Thank you so much, as usual, Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
So do we do the Bhajan Jai Radha Madhav?
I'm having to leave, unfortunately.
Okay, that's cool. That's fine.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank
Hare
you, Radhika.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Happy Ekadasi, everyone.
Happy Ekadasi Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, we'll end it here.